places, please, everybody. All right, 3, 2, 1, action! Okay, well, that's terrific. Why are you so pumped up? Are you on steroids? Why do I get up in the morning? That's just too far fucked. Hey-o, Kermit Frog here, and you are listening to Manny on UFO Buster Radio Network. Yay!
This is Sparta! Fatality.
Hey, welcome to episode number 401 of the UFO Buster Radio Report. It's Monday, August 3rd, the first podcast for the month of August, so that means new music. And like I said last month, I had to let go. I had to let go of that last outro that I had. That I played the whole month. I think I might have used it for 6 weeks, actually. It was just such a good outro, but we have a new one today, so stick around for that. I'm going a little gangster on this one for the month of August. And new music altogether. I haven't played any of the tracks that we're going to play today in between all of the news reports. And big news right now, big letdown. They had to scrub the launch for SN5 this evening, kind of ish. It was nuts because it was all leading up. They even had the damn alarm that they play right before, in the last 10 minutes before they launch, and zero, nada, nothing happened. It just sat there, and apparently Elon tweeted something. I didn't even want to go see it. I don't want to see no more excuses, Elon. Not a single one. I don't want to see any more Starship excuses. Get the damn thing up. Stop screwing around. It was really disappointing, but still, the funniest thing is that the countdown was going, whatever. We reached the last 10 minutes, and then all of a sudden, you could see the clouds darkening in San Antonio. It was like cats and dogs, women and children, aliens and reptilians and all that shit was falling from the sky, and bada bing, it just didn't go down. It didn't happen. Maybe that was a sign. Maybe that was a sign from above that we were going to get scrubbed and we were going to save all the lives of the folks in Boca Chica. I think that's what happened. Funny thing is that I was watching, there's like so many of these guys on YouTube now that are broadcasting the Boca Chica site. And some are really close and some are far as fuck. You know they're doing this from their camper or from the back of their motorcycles. But these guys, they caught so much wildlife, and the whole time that I'm watching this damn broadcast, I'm thinking this is why the people are starting shit in Boca Chica talking about the environment, because these fucking birds that are flying everywhere. Like, really, I wanted to see what would happen to all these birds, because some of the birds were flying in and around the damn tank, the SN5, because it looks like just a big-ass tank. They were just flying around, and I was like, they're going to get fried on TV, on YouTube, broadcasted around the world, and then people are going to have a fucking fit about it. I mean, it's written in the cards, basically. Like, Elon needs to go down there, get rid of all the grass everywhere. Just leave that shit look like a fucking desert on the coast. And, start shooting off them damn birds. Get them out the way. Yeah, capturing them would take too much. Just start freaking pegging them. Because the environmental people are going to lose their damn minds. They really are. PETA is going to come in eventually. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. Freaking nuts. Last Thursday, we had the first, no, not the first. I think it was like the second freak out. Second freak out, was it? Third freak out? I don't even remember anymore. It's all a big blur. But we had Joshua Dynamite for the No Big Deal podcast. I really think he should change that podcast to No Fucks Given. If it's a bit more fitting. Anyway, we had Joshua on there. And wow, we broke some records. 2,800 views on YouTube. Now, if you're an experiencer, please don't watch it. Just don't do it. Don't go to YouTube. Do not watch that episode because it gets dark. Like halfway through, it gets dark, and you can see many of us are like have this look on our face like, what just happened? But we couldn't help ourselves, right? We just had to keep it going, and that's what happened. It went to a place that was really fascinating. So congratulations to Joshua Dynamite on his appearance on the YouTube channel for UFO Buster Radio for the last freakout. But fascinatingly enough, most of the people that tuned in, 42.7% of the viewing audience of that 2,800 was from India. Namaste. Yeah. Thank you, India, for showing support for Joshua Dynamite and his initial, appearance. Because I feel like he's going to be around a little more. Like, it's going to be a little crazier every time. So, but if you're interested and you want to catch the madness on his podcast, it is the No Big Deal podcast. And it's not. There's actually, listen, this is why I suggested he change his podcast name to No Fucks Given, because when I was searching to put links in the YouTube episode for his podcast, I came up with like 2 other podcasts with totally different people on it. I even said, hey, what the hell is this? Time to get an attorney, man. Sue these fuckers. I don't know if he's going to think about that or not, but we'll see. I also want to give a special shout out to the top 10 countries in the world that listen to UFO Buster Radio. And I used to do this last year, but I stopped doing it altogether. But we're back at it. US of A, number 1. I feel like a wrestler now. Who was that? Sergeant Slaughter, who used to fight the Iron Sheik back in the day. United Kingdom, number 2. Yeah, fuck the numbers. Let's just go through it. Canada, Australia, India, New Zealand, South Africa, Ireland, Sweden, Netherlands. And then there's our other column for all the other countries. Thank you guys for listening and being part of this craziness that is UFO Buster Radio. And, that's the way it is. That is what it is. The other thing is that we also made an attempt. And actually, I had one guinea pig, Green Man. He got on there with me during the return of Doug and Bob in the Crew Dragon. You could call it the Demo Test 2, Demo Mission 2, or you can call it the Endeavor. Whatever floats your boat. But we actually sat there. And at first, when I was thinking about it, I was like, hey, this is a good idea. Let's jump in here, get on YouTube, and give our own blue-collar play-by-play of this, this deal, this historic event. The funny thing is that Green Man was on there. He was really cool and collected, as always. And, there comes a point where I don't see how many people who call play-by-play action, like in sports, how they don't get so caught up into what they're calling that they just stop talking. And really, it was 3/4 of the way in, and I'm just staring at this damn capsule in the water, the Crew Dragon, and the freaking speedboats going around it. I was just like, For some reason, I was so amazed by that. I was so amazed that I just lost all focus of what the fuck I was doing. And I was just sitting there just watching it. And I had the most dumbest look in my face, too, when I was doing that. But anyway, nonetheless, it was a pretty good idea. And we were actually going to do this. I was going to attempt it again for the hop. But, you know, I was watching the, what's that new show? The Umbrella Corporation or some shit like that on Netflix. So I just missed it. I just caught it towards the end and it got scrubbed anyway. So who cares? So we got 3 news articles to talk about today that I'm going to share with you, the listening audience. And then we are going to check out the new music in between. So here's the first one. By the way, Dre said it's the Umbrella Academy. It's a great series. You guys got to watch it. If you're into like superheroes, but not the straight-laced kind, that's a good one to see. Kind of like the other, thanks, Bugs. Just like that other show from Amazon, The Boys. That's another crazy-ass dark superhero villain deal. It's funny how this month, I'm telling you, the month of August, just like we ended the month of July as the revelation came across about the Pentagon and UFOs. And to be honest, one of the reasons I think that this particular freakout was so popular because one of the keywords for it was Pentagon UFO, because that's what we were discussing. Well, we started discussing that. Things got a little crazy. But anyway, it is what it is. But they're getting a little crazy everywhere, right? Because there are some publications I've never even heard of, even come across. There's countries right now that I had no idea even knew the internet existed that are publishing articles about the whole Pentagon UFO revelation, or lack thereof, to be honest, because there really hasn't been any. This is from the RINGTIMES Bali. I'm going to let you soak that in. The RINGTIMES Bali. First of all, I thought Ring Times, is this like fucking boxing? Is this like a boxing thing that they got going on and they decided to throw UFOs in here? I don't even know. I still don't know what kind of publication this is. But they have the story in here. It's titled UFOs Visit Military Base, Hoping Aliens Are Not Chinese or Russian Attack. Hoping aliens are not Chinese or Russian. Well, listen, if they show up in the United States bases, they're pretty much aliens. So that's wrong. And I'm going to be honest, but I had to use Google Translate in order to get to this article. So the translation could be all wrong to begin with. So no fucks given there. The article starts off, and it is referring directly to Senator Marco Rubio, who says that he had a bunch of questions. He was concerned. He was concerned about a series of mysterious airplane sightings. See what I mean? Things just get lost in translation, not just when you go from one language to another, but when you go from one culture to the next. So basically, they're going from the fact that Marco Rubio, he released a series of mysterious airplane sightings, and he wants to identify them. Go, Marco. We're behind you 100% of the way. Well, apparently what Marco Rubio is hoping is that what is stalking these U.S. bases, these so-called UFOs, are what he thinks is they're being tested by aliens and not China or Russia. He made a comment like that. Yeah, he did. He said he would feel a little better if it was E.T. that was screwing around up there in the air and it wasn't Russia or China, dancing around all our defenses. Because that would be really fucked up, to be honest. But we'll get to that a little bit later. The quote in here from this article out of the RINGTIMES Bali is, if it comes from outside of the slow, see what I mean? Damn Google, I hate you. It might be better, I don't get this, it might be better the fact that we have been attacked by Chinese or Russians or other enemies that enable them to carry out such activities, he said. And Google, oh my God. You really mangled that whole thing there. Like, I don't even know what the fuck the people in Bali are saying right now. It's just crazy. And I keep saying Google, and my phone just went off, and it says, transfer your content. What in the hell is going on? What is this? This is madness. Google madness. He said that basically there were objects flying above United States military bases. That for me is a national security risk, and that's what we have to look for. Hashtag he said that shit again. The truth is, we've been saying this for a long time. Why would you not be concerned that there's UFOs in the skies over the country? And it doesn't have to be just the United States. It could be Australia. It could be the UK. It could be, Netherlands, New Zealand. It could be freaking Colombia. If there's mysterious shit flying over your sky, because we know, like the Brazilian army, they don't give no fucks. They'll publish. Even if they were chasing fucking ducks, if they couldn't identify them, they will reach out to every motherfucking other country out there to try to figure out if someone else knows what the hell they were chasing. You can hear Bugs in the background. He agrees fully. Because they're concerned. These are sovereign countries. They don't need some rubber dickery going on in their skies and them not be able to do a damn thing about it. Sadly enough, the guys in Brazil, they don't even know how to use their equipment. So ducks could be a real UFO for them, I'll be honest with you. And that's not just me. That was an actual report a few years ago. So let's not go there. Thankfully enough, the guys over in Bali were kind enough to let us know that Rubio is 49 years old. And here's this. And this is, Google, you suck balls. And he asked, he is the acting, well, no, let me get this right. He's acting as the chairman of the U.S. Intelligence Committee. So he's not the real one. He's just acting like it right now. And this is something that his campaign released for non-classified sightings. I don't know. I think I got to give up on this Google Translate because this is going south really, really quick. No shit. There is another quoting here by Christopher Mellon. We know Christopher from TTSA and known for the Mylar penis balloon situation when he turned back to the screen during the initial conference by TTSA and said, "Look at that. We didn't make that here. That's got to be alien technology. Who built that?" Yeah, whatever, Chris. Anyway, there's stuff in here that Chris Mellon also said, "I don't think these things belong to us. I hope we can finally make progress in finding where they come from and how they work." That was from Mr. Mellon himself. And this time, he was looking at a balloon shaped like a donut. So who knows? I don't know. But, the article makes one point that thankfully Google Translate didn't screw up. And that is that we have to be concerned. Plain and simple. God damn it, Bugs, what's going on with you? We have to be concerned. It is a real deal to see these films and these jets, $1 million jets, $100 million jets, being treated like paper planes. But then also to have reports of these UFOs over airports, over the White House, over other countries, other capitals, and no one has an answer. Everybody acts like they don't give a shit, like it's okay. Sure, yeah, okay. Nope, doesn't matter to me. What? No, we're not going to send any F-35s after those things. Why the fuck should we? To be honest, what are you going to do? Nothing. You can do absolutely nothing. So if it is the Chinese or the Russians, we're fucked. The rest of the world is screwed, if that's what it turns out to be. But, we're looking forward to next year, to when they finally get around to say something, right? Because eventually somebody's got to blow the whistle on this. And unfortunately, I don't think Eric Davis is the right one to do it. There's just something about him and his squinty little eyeballs behind those thick-ass glasses that makes me nervous. That's all I'm saying. I'm just being straight with you guys. Here's the next song, brand new for August.
You and me stuck on the ocean now, nothing but waves and they're spilling in. I wanna dry up but you just keep on going, don't you? I don't even know how we got here, all my reasoning have disappeared. I wanna bury the hatchet and find the way back to our home, our home, our home. We don't have to drift inside this dome. I will not let us fade away. It's not a price I wanna pay, and it's not too late. No, we lost our purpose, chasing all that surplus. You were all that I need. I feel that we can break free. We can still go back there to a place with no cares. We can turn this ship around. We can turn this ship around all the way back home. Chasing all that we do not have. Chasing all that we don't have. Chasing all that we do not have. We do not all the way back home. Chasing all that we do not have. Chasing all that we don't have. Chasing all that we do not have. We do not. Yesterday we could be ourselves. much, but nevertheless, we were true to each other. But now we don't even bother. I remember you being hopeful, but the tall waves have worn us down, and slowly we are drowning. That's why you need to come with me, with me, with me. Turn around 180 degrees and cross the sea. I will not let us fade away. It's not a price I wanna pay, and it's not too late. No, we lost our purpose, chasing all that surplus. You were all that I need. I feel that we can break free. We can still go back there to a place with no cares. We can turn this ship around. We can turn this ship around all the way back home. Chasing all that we do not have. Chasing all that we don't have. Chasing all that we do not have. We do not all the way back home. Chasing all that we do not have. Chasing all that we don't have. Chasing all that we do not have. We do not. I always knew we could do so many great things. So believe in me, I believe in you, and I just feel that this will be an upswing. So hear me out. No, we lost our purpose, chasing all that surplus. You were all that I need. I feel that we can break free. We can still go back there to a place with no cares. We can turn this ship around. We can turn this ship around all the way back home. Chasing all that we do not have. Chasing all that we don't want. Chasing all that we do not have. We do not all the way back home. Chasing all that we want. Chasing all that we don't want. Chasing all that we do not have. All the way back home.
By the way, I want to again thank the Renaissance Witch, Charlotte, out of the UK, who was on the Dark Horde podcast this past Saturday. And it was so much fun. You could tell she is about her biz. But on top of being a medium, a practicing witch, and a producer of horror films, she's also an actress. So I don't. How can you do all of that? How does one person do all those things? But I want to thank her. And here's something I'm going to let you guys in, since we're not on the Dark Horror podcast right now. It is a weird thing for me, because whenever I speak to someone that has an English accent, out of the UK, it is really hard for me not to speak that way as well. Like, I fought myself the entire episode. Like, I really wanted to do a bad James Bond, a little Jimmy Bond in there, like really badly. And it's really hard not to, for some reason. And the whole time working up to the episode, I kept on telling myself, don't do it. Don't do it, you wanka. It was difficult. By the way, if you're wondering, why do we have so many psychics on the Dark Horde podcast, is I'm building up to a gigantic psychic battle royal. We're going to have all the psychics on YouTube, and we're going to bring one fool up at a time, and we're just going to let them go on them, give them all the psychic powers, just throw it at the one person, and they can battle each other to see which one's going to be correct. I don't know. In my head, I envision it's going to be crazy. Psychic wars, and the poor person is going to have to sit there and take it all in. Not literally, but they're going to have to write that shit down or go back to the episode to figure out which psychic was the most accurate. And thanks, Bugs. And yeah, it's going to be fantastic. You guys are going to see. If it doesn't happen this next weekend, it'll happen the weekend after. It's going to be a psychic battle royal. Oh man, I can't wait to see who's going to win. The next article, since we're just talking away here, kind of also lends itself to the whole Pentagon thing. But there was an article I talked about last week having to do with Bobby Lazar. You know Bobby Lazar, the jet car man, the guy who was at Area 51 screwing around with alien technology, who came out and said, under cloak and dagger, say, hey, we've got alien stuff here. And not only do we got alien stuff, it works using gravitational waves. Now, gravitational waves was not a big thing back then. It wasn't until, the last 5, maybe 6, 7 years, where we actually, not we, the guys with the pocket protectors, they actually detected gravitational waves. And then they came out with all the fucking theories. They were like, oh shit, wait. And I know that in the back of their mind, some of them must have been thinking, that's what Bob Lazar said. That these things work in this fashion. God, Bugs is snoring so hard. I think he drank the rest of my whiskey. And so there's Bob Lazar. There's a little bit of vindication for him, right? At that point, there you go. Because it helped validate a lot of what he said from what he saw and how these UFOs were being propelled through the universe, through the cosmos, to go around grabbing cattle and having their way with them, along with all the other people on the planet. But we're not going to talk about that because we take it too far. But not everyone's happy about that article that said that maybe people should apologize to Bob Lazar. Because for years we thought he was crazy as fuck and lying. We thought that he made up his entire education. We thought he made up the places he worked at. Then it came along a documentary. And then came along the appearance on Joe Rogan's show. And then after that, well, hey, maybe the Pentagon has some shit anyway. Well, if I was Bob Lazar, shit, I'd be like, I'd buy a bunch of fireworks, I'd go crazy, get drunk, go around, go pick up some ladies of the night if you need to there, Bob. Not that you ever would see a different expression on his face, because it's always the same. I don't know. That guy can play some fucking poker, I guarantee you. But there was one guy who wrote thestar.com. Now, the Star is from Toronto paper. And they were the one that wrote, actually, Vinay Menon. I don't make this up. Vinay Menon wrote the article saying we should apologize to Bob Lazar because of the whole Pentagon situation. Well, somebody turned around and said, screw you, Vinay. Fuck are you talking about? And they're like, hey, I used to really like your articles. You're really entertaining. You're great. Because a lot of the shit you write is satirical. And it's about silly people in tinfoil hats believing in crackpot hoaxes. But apparently Vinay wasn't kidding around about apologizing to Bob Lazar. No. Instead, this person wrote in and they actually published it. And they said that Menon actually, quote unquote, jumped the shark by actually believing in this flying saucer nonsense. So this guy is upset. He is upset with that article, and he thinks that Vinay did a disservice to the rest of the public that reads this craziness about Bob Lazar by not having an opposing view on the article. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that nuts? The entire history of UFOs is a fucking opposing view. You just gotta look it up. Look up any point in time when someone says something about a UFO. I guarantee you there's about 50 other people opposing that, using science, calling them crazy, saying they've gone through psychosis, they had bad weed, the meth was crazy, they stacked up too much stuff in the pipe. Besides the fact that there's swamp gas. The guy basically want Menon to really give a voice to the skeptics. And he says that didn't happen here. Because that's not the way science works, according to him. And he says, no, we don't owe Bob Lazar shite. Not an apology. Nothing. And he said to the Star out of Toronto that they need to ask someone who actually knows physics to write a counter-argument because Einstein and Newton are turning over in their damn graves, old-ass fuckers. And while it's fun to say the truth is out there, but the anti-gravity nonsense is bogus, and any real scientist will tell you that. Amazing, right? I mean, the guy's been tortured for years, ever since he came out. And somebody else says that maybe there is a possibility that there was UFOs there because they told the government there was. It wasn't Bob Lazar that said that, but he's getting all the heat because no one should apologize to his ass. People are fucking nuts. People are really crazy. I mean, haters and trollers are incredible. They are non-stop. Give Bob Lazar his moment. And actually, if this rubber dicker would have read anything, he would have gone to Bob Lazar's Instagram and seen that even Bob Lazar said they're going to retract all of this. None of this is going to last. He says, I got my moment in the limelight. I feel good about it, but I know they're going to say someone lied about this. We didn't say that. And that's because it was true. Nobody said that. Well, nobody except for Eric Davis, Mr. Pew, little tiny-eyed, thick glasses guy with the weird looks. We can blame him for this. And we could also blame, I'm going to say it right now because you guys love Nick Pope. You're going to hate this. We can blame the Popettes and Nick Pope. Let's put him on the line too. Because right before this came out, Nick Pope was putting out and tweeting and telling people that he heard from a good source in the government that when the senators saw what was presented to them, which later turns out to be Eric Davis, that they were shivering in their boots. They were scared of what they saw. Come on, Nick. Get the fuck out of here. Really? Really, Nick Pope? I think that got lost in translation as well, Nick. We'll just have to see what happens. I mean, this is going to continue to snowball on and on and on. And it's gonna get out of control before it even gets better. But better might mean that they're going to hit a 180 on this and retract all of it, which is very possible, to be honest. We've got Pareidolia Pete next, but check this out.
I don't want to feel this good just 'cause you called last night. I'm not that girl. I don't want to dress up for you and be a toy. I'm not that girl. No, I'm not that girl. You got
want to say a shout out first to the guys that are out in the chat. I kind of missed that because I was, just ranting away with the craziness. Pucky Greenman, Dre, possibly Davina might be there as well. The Norm, and let's see, got that guy, got that one going through. I know I saw Gamevid in here somewhere. Yeah, so you guys, even if I missed a few of you, because got to go back pretty far, thank you for showing up and being here live and being part of this madness. So, let's get on to the last one. Thanks to Pareidolia Pete. Out on the bender there, governor. Yeah, that's Bugs. I think he was out all night just drinking. He just got home or something like that. Because he is snoring so hard. It's crazy. Completely nuts. I don't know what's wrong with this guy. Just runs around here like he owns the place. 25-mile-long UFO seen on the moon is undeniable proof, claims alien hunters. Now, I don't know why the fuck they put an S in front of this, because there was just one. There wasn't alien hunters. There was one, Pareidolia Pete, known as Scott C. Waring. I actually attempted, I might have to get Bugs out the room. I actually attempted to go to the UFO database. What is it, the ET database? I don't know what the hell his website's name is. To see if he even picked up on the fact that there's a whole Pentagon story. Because there is nothing that I've seen with Pareidolia Pete's name on it that even talks about that. This dude is still looking at the moon, seeing 25-mile-long UFOs. What the hell is going on in Taiwan? What are they drinking? What is it? Is it bad soy sauce? I don't know. Are the veggies really bad? Is the food horrible? Is he captive in some UFO prison? Is he being probed constantly or pegged, as Joshua would say? I don't know. But apparently, here he goes again, looking at NASA images, and he says NASA is refusing to acknowledge the fact that he found a gigantic UFO on their images of the moon. 25 fucking miles. Who in the right mind would miss that? Apparently everyone that's ever looked at the damn moon has missed this one UFO. Not a single person on this planet caught it because no one looks at the moon except for Pareidolia Pete at NASA. They're the only two. So now, in the article, the alien hunter becomes a prominent conspiracy theorist, Scott C. Waring, and he continues to make shock claims. We're not affected by this, folks. We're not. We know that this is what he does. So he says, I'm reporting today. Drop all the presses. Pull yourself up by your big girl panties because this is the day it goes down. 25 miles long. Forget about 17. 17's not doing it anymore. I'm going for 25. I bet you he heard that podcast with Ronnie on. Because he's trying to outdo Ronnie now. He said 25. And that is according to the NASA measurements that were made on the photo itself. You know how it has that little guide at the bottom that says, 2 centimeters or whatever equals a mile? That's what he's talking about. So we got 25 miles, not 17, thanks to NASA. It says aliens, according to Pareidolia Pete, aliens hide in structures and NASA often overlooks them since they have little training to find them. Who the fuck else will be able to find aliens besides NASA? So you're saying that the Poindexters at NASA who go through all these pictures have no clue what the fuck they're looking at. They've been looking at this for years. They've even fucking landed there, Pareidolia Pete. But apparently They have no idea. He says it's undeniable truth that there's aliens on the moon. Yeah. The article says conspiracy theorists claim that the moon could be occupied by aliens, and they say that the reason NASA has not returned since Apollo missions ended in 1972 is because they were told, get out. That really only works in horror movies, but apparently that's a conspiracy theory. Do not come back to the moon. Don't you dare set foot on here again. I mean, the moon is weird. I'll be honest with you. If you really look at the moon, how it moves, how there's always one side of the moon facing us, it's fucking weird. It's a weird satellite that we have. And by the way, I read an article that's not the only moon that we have. There are 2 smaller moons. Nobody talks about those because they're small. But they follow the Earth like the moon. No one gives a fuck about them because they don't see them. There's something new for you. Because I know when I saw this, what was it, last spring, I was shocked and amazed. I could not believe that we had 2 other moons, but we don't talk about it. It's discrimination. There are many skeptics, especially those at NASA, that say the structures are other similar findings by Pareidolia Pete and people like him who suffer from pareidolia are basically the effects of pareidolia, a psychological phenomena that tricks the brain, or actually the other way around, the brain tricks the eyeballs into seeing familiar objects and shapes when they do not exist. Plain and simple. Birds, UFOs. Rats, rocks on Mars. Squirrels. I saw one with squirrels the other day. Somebody saw a fucking squirrel on Mars. Looks like a fucking rock. Structures. Teepees. Outhouses on Mars. No, it's a fucking rock. Listen, there's no doubt that we can't say with 100% certainty that there isn't any kind of alien structure on Mars. But for the love of Pete, Pareidolia Pete, I mean, the whole fucking planet cannot be a gigantic ancient burial ground for ancient Martians and shit like that. So, he's got to give up eventually. Let's talk about, we really need to get him to talk about the shit that's going on right now and focus on getting everyone together in ufology to put the pressure on Rubio and his team, to put the pressure on that Pentagon UFO task force to give up some names. We want some names, we want some dates, we want blood type, we want firstborn, we want it all. We want some answers, damn it. Give it to us. That's all we need. Then we'll get off your backs. And then we'll freak out about other shit because that's usually the way it goes. And you know what? They'll say, yeah, we got something. They'll give us a little documentary, or they might show us a couple of pictures, and then we'll forget about it because COVID-89, swine flu, super flu comes out, and, we're back to normal, trying to figure that shit out. That's the way it's going to go. Pretty much. Hopefully tomorrow, when we have the podcast episode for the space news, we'll have some good news, and we will be able to check out some info regarding SN5 and the HOP. Bugs will probably not be snoring as loud as today, and we'll see what happens. I thank you guys for coming out. I have one more outro. This is the outro for August, and a new intro to be coming out towards the middle of the month. But listen, stay strong. Stay fit. That was Bugs ending right there. Ciao.
Hey, so Indies, yeah. Hey, so Indies, hey, yeah. Go and try your luck. Test me in again, we let it rain. Please don't start us up. Got that black and white, that yin and yang. Mr. Officer, please don't
swerving. If a try to holler, she gon' curve him. We came from under rugs like a Persian. We been staying in our lane, ain't no merging. Rapping like I'm turban. Yeah, these all square like Irvin. Yeah, we grew up in the hood, no Suburbans. If I say I need my money, then it's urgent. Yeah, they want me to quit. Yeah, they want me to shift. But as long as I'm alive, we gon' keep on making hits. While they steady shooting bricks, man, it's lit. Yeah, it's lit. Me and Dale back to back, and yeah, I'm dishing the assist. Yeah, they talk a lot of but we really with the lame. Always gonna be reaching for they hit, smoking like a clip. They can never catch me slipping. Every time your girl around, she be watch the way I'm dripping. Try your luck, test me in again, we let it ring. Please don't start us up. Got that black and white, that yin and yang. Mr. Officer, please don't search us, we don't got a thing. Tell her park it up, then that be poking out them jeans. I've been sparking up like the fireworks. I keep the flame. Heard you barking up. This the wrong tree, I got the strings. Yeah, I'm charging up. They can't keep up, got them looking drained. Now they walking up, trying to put the face to the name. I'm in flex mode with the best, though. That's a major key, that's a chess move. I'm your favorite G, I think it's best, yo. Stop with all the grilling, I'm on jet fuel. Taking off, clear the runway, now they cannot clip my wings. Yeah, they soft, they ain't homie, they ain't even on the scene. Play it smart, they don't know me, they just know what they see. What it costs to get flea, but this style ain't free. This that swag, this that splash, one wrong move, that's do the dash, keep a stash, just in case they tryna flash. Never lie, we don't slack, tell her eyes running back. I don't brag, I'm relaxed, I'm not into all of that, yeah. It's really just the fam and my dogs, I just gotta make a call. I ain't into all that chatting, not at all. Yeah, I put that on the squad, we been out here going hard. We on deck, please don't make 'em. Go and try your luck, test me in again, we let it ring. Please don't start us up, got that black and white, that yin and yang.